everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Paul Novak, and for those of you who are new, I love saving, investing, spending, and talking about money, and that's what we're going to do here today. If you're interested in supporting my channel, smash the like button and subscribe. Comments are always welcome. If you guys have questions or topic recommendations, post them down below. Alright, so if you're interested in investing, I do have a link to Robinhood down below. If you click that link to sign up, you would be supporting the channel, and with that you also get a free stock. I also, which I know I have to say it every single video, but I am not a financial professional. I'm also not affiliated with anybody, not trying to sell anything on this channel. The products that I do discuss are simply products that I use and I believe in myself, and that's why I've got them on here. So with that being said, let's get into it. This week I'm going to focus on preventing Christmas debt. Who remembers Christmas as a child? It was magical. Your whole day revolved around waking up, opening gifts, and playing with them all day long. Now let's fast forward to being an adult. Now you get to purchase gifts, wrap gifts, purchase food, clean the house, cook for everyone, then clean everything all up. It is a blast. It's what I call #adulting Christmas. For many, this means racking up debt and paying for Christmas months after the fact. This was me, and I know what it's like. I'll never forget my first Christmas with a full-time job. I purchased Christmas gifts for everybody and had a blast doing it. You get a Christmas gift, 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 right? I was literally buying gifts for everybody. And the one Christmas gift that really stood out to me was I was able to buy my brother a PlayStation 1. That's how far back the story goes. And to be honest with you, I remember as a kid how much I loved playing games, how much I loved gaming systems, and to finally be able to purchase that and give that to somebody that I was close to and see hopefully they'd have the same joy as what I did was an absolutely awesome feeling. And then came the credit card statement, and that was a blast. All I could think about when I got that credit card statement in the mail was how bad it sucked, how long it was going to take for me to pay off all the stuff that I had bought, and literally what happened to the magic of being a kid, right? What happened to the days that I could just wake up, open up gifts, and play with the gifts all day long? I hated this feeling and knew there had to be a better way. And the days of me just getting to wake up, get Christmas gifts, and play with them all day are long gone. And heck, for me, I even now have 2 children of my own, so Christmas has done nothing but get more expensive. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Christmas. It's my favorite holiday of the year. I love getting together with family and friends. I love the food. I love getting to open the gifts and giving gifts to others. I love everything about Christmas. But the fact of the matter is, you can't love Christmas so much that you just ignore the financial implications of Christmas. You gotta take that into account. I feel so many people did as I did when it came to Christmas, and they throw caution to the wind when it comes to spending because it's the holiday, right? They use the holiday as a way to rationalize extreme spending and then ultimately deal with the repercussions later. I know for me that year, I was paying for the Christmas debt probably 2 months down the road, and heck, for some family and friends that I've talked to, 6 months later they're still paying the debt. And as if Christmas isn't bad enough, I absolutely love Black Friday. Ever since I've been an adult and I've had money in my pocket to spend, I've been shopping with my mom on Black Friday, heck, as long as I can remember, right? And all of this spending, whether it be on Christmas gifts for other people, whether it be buying things for myself on Black Friday, all of it prevented me, and also it prevents others from getting ahead. And when you rack up all of that debt going through Black Friday, going through Christmas, to me, I've learned over the years that that has become the biggest enemy to me being able to invest. And to me, not investing is not an option. If I don't invest, I'm not having my money make money. And when I'm not making that excess money, I don't have the money to do the extra things in life I want to do. So I've got to find ways to eliminate the debt. And for me, debt reduction was really probably the beginning of me focusing on personal finance and just trying to learn ways to better myself. That Christmas story that I shared, I'm 35 now, was back when I was 19 years old. So finding a way to cover all these expenses for Christmas was really my first shot or approach at trying to better my financial situation. All right, so for me and how I got started doing this, in the beginning, it was only me. I only had my family to worry about, and I didn't have a lot of money. I was in my first job. So, yeah, I had stable income, but I still didn't have a ton of money left over. I decided to just do $25 a paycheck. And in doing that, I got paid bi-weekly. It came out to $600 a year, and for Christmas gifts for just me, that worked out fine. As time went on, obviously, I met my wife, we got married, we had 2 families to cover for Christmas gifts, so we decided to do $50 a paycheck. We both got paid bi-weekly, and that came out to $1,300 a year. And that worked out pretty good for getting Christmas gifts for both families. Then we had children, and Christmas once again got more expensive, and we actually transitioned to doing $50 a week. 52 weeks in a year came out to $2,600 a year. And finally now, as our kids are starting to get older and they want Xboxes and iPads and all this other stuff that's getting more expensive, we are actually going to start transitioning this year to $75 a week, which comes out to $3,900 a year saved up for Christmas. All right, so I know $3,900 can seem like a lot of money to save up for, and $75 a week seems pretty insane for Christmas gifts, but you have to remember, when I walk back through that story, I didn't start out saving that kind of cash. I literally was only saving $600 a year. And what I did was, as our income grew and we had more money coming in, I just took those habits that I had already built up and just added a little bit of money onto them, because obviously our income from where we were when I started out with my first full-time job to where we are today is quite a bit different. And really what I do is I don't want you to think, hey, if he's saving $3,900 a year, that's what he's spending on Christmas gifts. To be honest with you, for those that know me, I always over-prepare. Right? So at the end of the day, what I don't spend out of that money, I turn around and invest it after I've paid for all my Christmas expenses. So just because I save a certain figure doesn't mean I have to have it. I just don't want to be under that. I always want to over-prepare. And really how we do this is we've got auto transfers that take place. So I get paid every single Thursday, right? When we get paid, we have it set up so that on that Thursday, $75 goes into a separate savings account. And for those of you who are nervous and say, hey, just having that money in my account where I can see it and I have access to it, I might want to touch it. There are things, I know it may sound a little bit extreme, to where you can actually work on splitting your direct deposit and putting the money into a completely different bank account that you're not in on a regular basis and can see. There's a lot of different options that you can use for automating that savings just to help you do it. And then what we do is we actually use a high yield savings account. I'm going to place a link below in the specific account that we use. I mean, right now it's still only 0.5% interest. But at the end of the day, it is more money than what you'd be getting if it's just sitting in a regular bank. And for me, the way I look at this is I'm going to spend the money regardless, right? So it's not like, hey, if I don't save up for Christmas and there's no money there, I'm not going to buy anybody any gifts, right? Knowing that I'm going to spend that money, why not just pay it forward? And for me, I choose to do it every paycheck because it allows me to save the least amount of money possible, right? So let's say I did want to do this once a month or once a quarter. Well, heck, then I've got to come up with hundreds of dollars to put away, or maybe even $1,000 to put away. And mentally, that's hard to rationalize putting that much money away. So by saving a lot more frequently and having the amount a lot smaller, I think just mentally, it's easier to go through doing it. And for me, some of the positives that I've got is I'm not carrying the debt anymore, so I'm not paying the credit card interest. The second thing is I have this money as a safety net throughout the year that I can access and pull from. So just one really short example, I had a couple years back my hot water heater go out, and I didn't necessarily have the cash laying around to, put in that hot water heater. We literally borrowed from the Christmas money because we had the cash, paid for the hot water heater, and then paid ourselves back. So rather than taking on more debt or having to borrow money for those emergencies, this is cash that you have that you can leverage if needed. And I also say, not only are we not paying the credit card interest, but because this money is sitting in a savings account, we're having the opposite effect where it's actually earning us interest. So we're making money on the money that we're saving. And then for me, I buy all the Christmas gifts on a credit card and leverage the cashback rewards. So in addition to making money on the interest because it's sitting in a savings account, I'm taking all those cashback rewards, and the day I buy all the Christmas gifts, I pull the money out of the savings to pay the credit card off. So, there's a lot of different ways, and none of it's huge amounts of money, but ways that you can leverage having the savings account just to increase the amount of money you have coming in, and on the flip side, not be paying the debt. All right, so that's how we do it and how our Christmas saving has evolved over time. I wanted to get this video out because Christmas has just ended, so it's a great time to start up a Christmas savings account. And I say just get started with what you feel comfortable with, right? If you can only afford to do a smaller amount or only save monthly, that's fine. Just get started with something. In a way, I'd encourage you to figure out how much you need to save. Because we just got through Christmas, you can go back and look at what your expenses were. What did you spend on gifts? How much did you spend on food and all of those things? And literally use that as your budget. Take what that total number is and divide it by how many paychecks you've got, and that's a good starting point. And I'm also curious to learn from you guys. If you've got different tips or tricks for how you save for Christmas, I'd love to hear about it. Post it in the comments below, and heck, maybe it's something my wife and I can start going forward. And with that being said, I'm going to get into my portfolio performance and our weekly investments. All right, and we are back for the week. We've already made our deposit. As you can see here, we've got $1,200 in buying power for this week is what we put in. And kind of looking at where we finished over the last week, up $165, which is good. Happy with that. Anything positive is good. And we're up now to over $25,000. So for me, that's cool. Kind of a big milestone. If I click on all, another kind of milestone we hit is we are now up over $2,000, which is neat. So 2,100, 9.8% overall. And with that being said, I'm going to get into the companies we're going to buy this week. So first company I'm going to buy, if I scroll down here a little bit, if I can find them, is Grow Generations. They're a company that's been doing extremely well for me. They were down end of last week, but we're going to put in $120 into them. They are a hydroponic company. Honestly, I was a little disappointed early on. I put next to no money into them to get started. And when I did that, it grew by 140% over a month and a half. So I really wish I would have had more money in there at the time. But you win some, you lose some. It's still been good profits for me overall. So after we get that money in Grow, another, we'll call it a high-risk company that I'm going to deposit money into this week that I've been keeping an eye on is called Ballad. They are in the industrial sector. Scroll this up. Look. And they are actually another fuel cell company. So they're, they store energy. Another company that's been performing extremely well. To be honest with you, I'm going to put $300 in them this week, which is high for me. Normally high risk, I stick to 10%. But I had a little bit of extra money this week, so I thought, what the heck, I'd take a chance on them. And like I said, I've been watching them for a while, and they've been doing well. So we'll get that in, get that order reviewed. That money is in. Go back to the portfolio. And now a company that you've heard me talk about time and time and time again. Not actually a company, but an ETF that I do as kind of a way to protect my investments. This SPY, I like them a lot. They've been very stable for me, good dividends, good growth. Going to put 30% of my money for the week in SPY. So we'll get that one kick-started. And then again, we'll go back to the portfolio. Alright, so the next company I want to buy more shares of is Volkswagen. So as I come down here and click on them, alright, this is actually having me buy shares, and for whatever reason it says fractional shares are currently positioned closing only for Volkswagen. That is something I have never seen here on Robinhood before, so I'm going to have to look a little more closely at that, why that's popping up. If it's going to make me buy shares, I wanted to buy $260 worth. So I'm just going to round that up to 13 shares, which is, I know, a little bit heavy. But I'll put that in and click buy. It's interesting. I've never seen that happen before. Alright, so we'll click done here. Go back to the portfolio. And then another company that I wanted to get more in, or I should say sector more than company, is in real estate. Really like real estate a lot for the dividends, probably more so than the growth from what I've seen so far. And O is a company that I've been in for a while. Don't have a lot of money in there, only 194, so really just trying to strengthen my position in here. As you can see, I have lost money in total in this company, but overall their dividend as well is 4.55. So I am hoping that that number will come back up. Obviously, don't want to buy a company in at a loss, but the dividend makes it attractive and is one of the reasons why I've stuck with it up to this point. And we got $135.56 left. So we will go ahead and deposit that into O. And once that's done, we will be out of buying power. And those are the companies that we're buying into for this week. Alright, so if you're interested in supporting my channel, smash the like button and subscribe. Comments are always welcome. At the end of the day, if you've got questions, if you've got topic recommendations, please post them below. I'll respond back to all comments. If you're interested in investing, you can click below on my link to Robinhood. That would be awesome in helping us support the channel. Also, in clicking that link, if you sign up, you will get a free stock. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you back here next week to talk about saving, investing, and spending money.